Well, she's finally done it. We had a hunch for a while, didn't we? And some of us even had our fingers crossed. But Suella Braverman has handed in the whip for the Conservative Party, handed in her membership, and joined HMS Reform. Welcome aboard, Suella! Apologies for the stereotypical Navy references, but that is for a very good reason. I myself was born in Portsmouth, and Suella Braverman is my constituency MP for Fareham Waterlooville. She is no longer the Conservative MP for Fareham Waterlooville. She is the Reform MP for Fareham Waterlooville. And Fareham Waterlooville, which I've said for the third time in less than 30 seconds, is very close to Portsmouth. So, before I tell you what I think, let's have a look, shall we?
Thank you, Nigel, for that wonderful introduction.
It's Paul, actually, but no worries, Suella.
I feel like I've come home. I feel like I've come home. Thank you. And I got to say, what an honour it is to be with all of you. Gallant, noble, brave servicemen and women. You've put your country first. You've sacrificed. You've given us everything. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you.
Okay, so this is why I really like Suella Braverman. She is proud of her country, the country she was born in. She's proud of our armed services. She just happened to be announced at a conference in which the Reform Party, obviously with Nigel Farage, were defending the armed services against the woke brigade, essentially, who are now retrospectively charging people, prosecuting people, sending people to prison, arresting 80-year-old men at 5 o'clock in the morning because of something they did to defend this country under orders for their duties back in the 70s and 80s. And it's disgusting. So for Suella, as the constituency MP for Fareham Waterlooville, which is incredibly close to Portsmouth, a place very close to my heart, as you're aware, and it would appear close to Suella's heart also. So for her to come out and say that straight off the bat, to me, and I know to many constituents in her area, will be heartwarming. Heartwarming. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that's what I expect any MP to say. Look, trust me, I remember when I first went to sort of work and be in London, maybe 15, 16 years ago, and used to talk proudly of being from Portsmouth and the Royal Navy. I can tell you now, the leftist London liberal elite are not proud of our armed services. They see it as a source of embarrassment because they are appeasers. They have believed the nonsense that they are in some way the oppressor or have to repay for something that happened many years ago, which they don't understand, but it's been very easy for them to say they don't like the armed services, Army, Navy, Royal Air Force, whatever it might be, because it's not part of what they believe in. It's not part of what they believe Britain should be. Well, let me tell you something. We wouldn't have a Britain without any of those ladies and chaps, and I am very grateful in much the same way Suella Braverman is.
Thank you for everything you've done for the United Kingdom.
Now I'm going to jump on here and get into the meat, potatoes and gravy of this business. But if you want to see the whole thing, it's available all over YouTube once you've watched my videos, of course.
And when a country gives you everything, like it has done me, you owe it loyalty. And loyalty demands honesty. And honesty compels me to say this today. Britain is indeed broken. She is suffering. She is not well. Immigration is out of control. Our public services are on their knees. People don't feel safe. Our youngsters are leaving the country for better futures elsewhere. We can't even defend ourselves, and our nation stands weak and humiliated on the world stage. So we stand at a crossroads. We can either continue down this route of managed decline to weakness and surrender, or we can fix our country, reclaim our power, rediscover our strength. I believe that a better Britain is possible. And because I believe that is possible, today I'm announcing that I resign the Conservative whip. I've done it. I resigned the Conservative whip and my party membership, a party membership of 30 years. It's gone. It's over today. And because I believe with my heart and soul that a better future is possible for us, I am joining Reform UK.
Go on, be honest. When was the last time that you heard a politician, maybe other than Nigel Farage, talk with such patriotic pride in Britain? Talk Britain up. Be honest about Britain. Tell you where Britain's gone wrong. Tell you how it's still going wrong. And tell you that they will give up a 30-year membership of a political party to help correct those wrongs right. I was impressed by that, I have to admit. Now, you might be thinking, Paul, you're a little bit naive there. All politicians are the same and the da-da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. However, I don't think so. I think that Suella Braverman is a politician of conviction. And here's why.
You see, even those who are leading the Conservative Party today failed to understand what needed to be done, and they opposed me. You see, when it mattered, when we had the majority, when we had the power, indeed when we had the duty, the Conservative Party utterly failed to do the right thing for the British people. I didn't give up. The following year, when I was Home Secretary, I tried again. This time, I pleaded personally with the Prime Minister himself. What did he do? He ignored me, then he blocked me, and then he sacked me. All the while, promising to the British people that he would do whatever it takes to stop the boats and protect our veterans. Saying one thing in public, doing the total opposite in private. And as my friend Robert Jenrick has found, that's the great tragedy with the Conservative Party. Great speeches, good slogans, but when the cameras are off, when the doors are shut, and when they're sat behind that table making the difficult decisions for the country, they fold. When push comes to shove, they go AWOL. No courage, no backbone, no resolve.
Suella Braverman there talking about two things, two very important things. Suella was the first Conservative MP to come out and say the UK must leave the ECHR, the European Court on Human Rights, in order to protect its own borders and solve a whole raft of evil things happening to the country today. The second thing she's talking about is trying to fight that battle, even as a cabinet minister, within the Tory party, being pushed back right the way to the very top of the Conservative Party, right the way until Rishi Sunak, who was then the Prime Minister, who ignored her and then sacked her because she would not back down. She was saying things then that people say every day now, every single day. The type of thing like we should leave the ECHR, we have a two-tier system, that we should not benefit illegal aliens, illegal asylum seekers, before we benefit our own people, especially the retired armed forces personnel that are injured and unable to work and are left to fend for themselves, let alone the women and girls that need protecting. That has all been forgotten. But Suella Braverman was the first Conservative MP to come out and say enough is enough. And that's why I believe she has stayed true to herself, true to her conviction, and has now found a party where she can deliver the policies that she believes will make the change to make Britain better again.
Even today, their so-called promise to leave the ECHR. It's a lie. It's a lie. Half of the Conservative MPs are dead against it. Another group don't even understand it. And a mere handful sincerely believe that it's the right thing to do. So I'm calling time. I'm calling time on Tory betrayal. I'm calling time on Tory lies. I'm calling time on a party that keeps making promises with zero intention of keeping them.
Oh boy, she's not holding back, is she? And this isn't just about her wanting to fulfill her political ambition, to roll out the policies and deliver what she believes her constituents and the wider constituents of Great Britain want and need. No, this is about revenge. Now, I don't know how much, what the percentage, what the ratio is, but this is about revenge. She was stabbed in the back by the Tory party many moons ago under Rishi Sunak, but she stayed strong, she stayed loyal, and she waited to see what would happen. And what happened was the same old nonsense. A massive great nothing burger where lots of things were promised. They had a look at which way the wind was blowing and thought, we'll go in that direction. Okay? This is why the Tories are dead. And Suella Braverman is putting the nails in that coffin lid today.
I tried my best. I tried privately, politely, nicely. I can be nice. They ignored me. Then I tried loudly and forcefully, and then they sacked me and punished me for telling the truth. You see, the truth is, there is no way on earth that the Conservative Party will ever take the United Kingdom out of the ECHR, and there is no way on earth it will ever keep its promises to you. Enough is enough. Enough of this political delusion. Enough of this political lies. Enough of these political chameleons who say one thing to one group and then another thing to another group. The country is crying out for authentic leadership, credible leadership, leadership that it can trust.
We certainly are, Suella. Now, I don't think I speak alone here when I agree entirely with what Suella Braverman says then. Doesn't matter which way you voted. I mean, unless you voted the Lib Dems, because you don't know what you want if you voted the Lib Dems, because they deliver absolutely nothing for nobody. If you voted Labour and you still believe in Keir Starmer, you need more sertraline. And if you voted Labour because you were part of the Red Wall, or because you were a Unionite, because you believed in the people and because you believed in Britain, you are now questioning why you ever voted for Labour to deliver any of that. And you are probably looking to people like Reform, Nigel Farage, Suella Braverman, and thinking, we need change. We absolutely need change. Are they going to deliver it? I don't know. I have openly said, publicly said, that I have never voted Reform, not yet. And that I sit firmly on the fence and I wait. And I know this frustrates some of my followers. I've been asked just today when I've put it onto my social medias about Suella Braverman. But what do you think, Paul? Will you be voting Reform? Maybe. Maybe. Who else would I vote for? The Tories are dead. The Labour are scum. Lib Dems? Have you seen Ed Davey? I think Ed Davey's a dangerous clown. He has no policies whatsoever. He appeals to people who have no real political concerns and look at the UK now and think, it's fine with me, I'll just carry on tending my garden. They stand for nothing. And then you've got the Greens, Zach Polanski, the boob whisperer, the guy who hasn't brushed his teeth this century and runs like he hasn't wiped his arse. I can't vote for any of those people. So who do I vote for? Do I vote Reform? Because they are the only party? I don't know. I talk about this on Dixon Cox every week. Nick and I discuss this very subject nearly every single week. We have our own ideas of what we believe needs to be fixed in the country, and we're waiting for someone to tell us that they are legitimately going to do that. Now, we're not going to get everything we want. We are never going to get everything we want. And Reform definitely offer the change. They really do. And I have been quite disappointed just recently with some of the Conservative ex-MPs that have joined Reform, because I think they were Tory wets, by which I mean the sort of Tories that wanted to lock down in the pandemic harder and longer, were forcing people to have jabs. And that's not my reflection on what I believe of the jabs, by the way, but I do believe in sort of personal bodily sovereignty, and that you should be able to make your own choice. And if you choose not to, you choose not to. And if you choose to, you choose to. And if you give it to your children, you give it to your children. If you don't, you don't. That's what I believe in. I want small government. I don't want government getting involved in my family affairs, telling me when I should wear a mask, or telling me when I should get a jab, or telling me when I should go to work and when I shouldn't go to work, and why I should do this and why I should do the other, and why I can't think for myself. I don't want any of that. I've never wanted any of that. When I was a Labour voter under Tony Blair, I was voting for him because I wanted something different. The Tory party of the 80s and 90s, particularly in the latter 80s and early 90s, was despondent. We had no idea. After Thatcher, we got John Major. And a lot of people will tell you John Major was a fantastic MP and maybe even a great PM. I don't agree. And then we got Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, and I was 18 and I thought, we've won the World Cup. This is fantastic. And of course, that ran its course and was an absolute disaster. And a number of the problems that we see today are as a result of that very government. So that's why I sit here today saying I don't know where I'm going, but I am very pleased to say that Suella Braverman has joined Reform. She's a great MP. And I've got friends and family who detest her. I've got people who live in the constituency I live in that detest her, because she says she's going to leave the ECHR, because she says that illegal immigration is bad. Look, Suella Braverman was a Tory for 30 years. She was a Tory MP in my constituency of Fareham Waterlooville for a long time. And there will be Conservative voters in this area that are disappointed. And Suella's addressed this later on in the day at a press conference back at Reform headquarters, which is an incredibly busy place right now. Incredibly. But let's have a look, see what she said.
As I said this morning, this feels like coming home. And I am incredibly grateful for the welcome, the support, and the fact that I am finally part of a mission that I can believe in. Because the truth is, for the first time in years, I now feel that I can truly believe in something. And the truth is, as I said to our veterans on earlier this morning, our country is broken, and only Reform UK can fix it. That is why I've left the Conservatives and I have joined Reform today. Now, I've not taken this decision lightly. I very much understand why there will be some people, particularly in Fareham Waterlooville Conservatives, who have supported me over the years, who will be feeling disappointed and upset. And I want to say to them that this is not about you. To those local supporters who have confided in me about their frustrations with the Conservative Party, but who have only stayed put because of me, please join me. Come and join Reform UK. If you believe in saving Britain, strong borders, a strong economy and a strong defence. And to those who still believe that we should remain loyal to a party that has betrayed them and the country countless times, please listen to why I say that enough is enough. It's time to put country first. Because we are in the fight of our lives to save Britain. And only Reform UK can do it.
She's right. We are in the fight of our lives. Our generation, those people alive, adult people watching this tonight. We are charged with something incredibly responsible. And it is making the decision whether we want to carry on down further into this incredible bin fire that's been created as a result of treacherous governments failing the people of Great Britain, failing the history of Great Britain, failing to protect the future of Great Britain. It's about culture. It's about standing up for what's right. It's about looking around and noticing when things are wrong. That's not extreme rhetoric. That's what you would do with your family, with your friends, with your community, local community. That's what you would do. And we should do the same when it's on a national scale. And I really do wish Suella Braverman and everybody at the Reform Party the very best of luck with this mission. I do. And as I think you can tell from the way I'm talking now, I care deeply about it too. And I often sit and think, when I'm not talking about it or trying to be funny about it, what can I do? What should I do? I have a very small platform, but I have a voice. Some people listen to me. You're listening right now. Thank you. Maybe there's something I could do. But what I do know is Nigel Farage, Suella Braverman, Robert Jenrick, Zia Youssef, Richard Tice. These are all people that have essentially bet their future on Britain being better. Looking around and saying, this is not for me. This is not for me, and we're going to listen to you if it's not for you too. And I think that number is getting larger and larger and larger. The rhetoric's changing. The Overton window's moving. It really is. People now are not afraid to say, and I don't mean there have always been people who weren't afraid to say. I mean people that genuinely were afraid to say, afraid to notice, afraid to speak up. They are now saying, I'd vote Reform. And they'd say it publicly. They'd say it to friends and family and risk a falling out. And I'd say to those people that have not come on that journey whatsoever, I'd say to them, what is it you see? What is it you are experiencing right now in Great Britain that makes you think we are on the right path? Tell me, because I have absolutely no idea. We're a mess. And it's not about nostalgia and looking at black and white film from the 50s and saying, look how white it was. God, that was marvellous. It's not about that. I mean, it's some about that, but it's not about that. It's about protecting our values. And there's only one party talking about it right now, and that's Reform. Well done, Suella. I'll be voting for you, I think, in any local elections coming up. And do you know what? If anyone thinks I can help politically and locally, let me know. Get in touch. Perhaps I'll find some time, because I think it's an incredibly important mission. Well, it's been a big day. Another big day in British politics. A huge day again for Reform, and this is not the end by any stretch, is it? Maybe it's Esther McVey next. Who knows? I don't. And I spoke to Esther about it last week. But anyway, if you like this content, if you like this video, if you want me to continue making content like this, please subscribe, like, press the bell so that you get reminded when my content is live. Share with your friends. Share on social media, because we have a lot of work to do. And I want to be part of that. Thank you very much. You can go across also to my Substack at Paul Cox Comedy, X at Paul Cox Comedy, and same on Facebook and Instagram too. But until next time, good people, keep it real.